Gaza ceasefire deal that began on Sunday, and also saw the release of 3 Israeli hostages by Hamas. We'll get you all the updates from West Asia on the show today.
And also on the show, Donald Trump told thousands of roaring supporters at a pre-inauguration rally that he would usher in a new era of American prosperity when he takes office, taking a victory lap inside a packed Washington arena a day before he returns to power with plans to aggressively reshape U.S. immigration and trade policy. What will the inauguration day look like, and what are the Americans expecting? We discuss that on the show today. The first, the headlines.
Israeli authorities released 90 Palestinian women and minors as part of hostages for prisoners swap deal between Israel and Hamas. The release comes in exchange for the return of 3 Israeli hostages on Sunday.
WHO estimates $10 billion needed to restore Gaza's health system, says it needs full access in the territory to supply aid during the truce.
Donald Trump promises most extraordinary first 100 days of any presidency at the victory rally, vows to impose severe limits on immigration on his first day in office.
TikTok restores services in the U.S. after briefly going dark as incoming President Donald Trump pledges to stall a ban on the video app.
Kylian Mbappe puts on a show as Real Madrid come from behind to beat La Palmas 4-1 in Spanish La Liga. Los Blancos are now top of the table. Israeli authorities have released 90 Palestinian prisoners as part of the hostages for prisoners swap deal between Israel and Hamas.
The release of these prisoners was in exchange for the return of 3 Israeli hostages on Sunday, the first of the 33 Israeli hostages due to be freed from Gaza under phase 1 of the deal. Hundreds of people cheered, chanted, and honked car horns as 2 buses arrived in the West Bank town of Bethania. Images show members of the crowd climbing atop the lead bus and unfurled a Hamas flag. They were joined by other waving flags of Fatah, Islamic Jihad, and several other Palestinian factions, as well as the Palestinian national flag.
Earlier, the buses carrying freed Palestinian prisoners departed the Israeli military prison Ofer near Ramallah in the Israeli-occupied part of West Bank early on Monday. According to Hamas, those freed from Israeli prisons included 69 women and 21 minors from the West Bank and Jerusalem.
The prison release, the first in the war since November 2023, followed the freeing of 3 women hostages by Hamas: Emily Damari, Romy Gonen, and Doron Steinbrecher. They were handed over to the Red Cross in Gaza on Sunday afternoon. They were later taken and flown to a hospital in Tel Aviv in a helicopter, where they had a tearful reunion with their families.
Israel named 737 prisoners who are to be released over the first phase of the deal in exchange for 33 Israeli hostages. More than 230 of them are expected to be exiled immediately upon their release. The agreement was negotiated with the mediation of Qatar, Egypt, and the United States, aiming to end more than 15 months of war in the Gaza Strip.
Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has said that it was ready to pour much-needed aid into Gaza, but that it would need a systematic access across the territory to do so. Much of the Gaza Strip's health infrastructure has been destroyed. It also estimated the cost of rebuilding Gaza's battered health system will require more than $10 billion.
8 trucks continue to move into Gaza via Egypt's Rafah crossing. The deal requires 600 truckloads of aid to be allowed into Gaza every day of the initial 6-week ceasefire, including 50 carrying fuel. Half of the 608 trucks would be delivered to Gaza's north, where experts have warned famine is imminent. Now, the World Food Programme has said that it was moving full throttle to get food to as many Gazans as possible.
And U.S. President-elect Donald Trump told a pre-inauguration rally that he would halt the invasion of immigrants at the border as he promised to fix every single crisis facing the nation.
We're going to stop the invasion of our borders. We're going to reclaim our wealth. We're going to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet, liquid gold.
Trump promised that he will act with historic speed and strength after becoming the U.S. president. Trump was joined on stage by Elon Musk, the tech tycoon who is set to lead a major cost-cutting drive in his administration. The SpaceX boss promised to make America strong for centuries.
Now, earlier in the day, Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance each laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. Watching from a distance were Trump's wife, Melania, and Usha Vance, wife of J.D. Vance. Trump, who landed in Washington on Sunday, is staying at the historic Blair House before moving back to the White House.
Now, Blair House is larger than the White House itself, with 119 well-decorated rooms dedicated to welcoming foreign leaders or providing a venue for high-stakes diplomatic talks. The inauguration day will start with morning worship service, followed by tea at the White House.
The swearing-in will follow. Trump will be administered the oath of office by U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts. The swearing-in ceremony has been moved inside due to dangerously cold weather forecast for Washington. It will be for the first time in 40 years that a president would not be sworn in on the Capitol steps.
The U.S. Capitol Police said that outside ticketed areas at the Capitol would be closed due to the extremely cold weather. So even if people wanted to gather there as Trump takes oath inside, they won't be allowed to do so. The inauguration will be followed by a luncheon with orchestral and celebrity performances. Extravagant balls mark the end of the big day.
All right, for more on this, we are being joined by Jonah Blank. He's a journalist, foreign policy expert, and former foreign policy advisor to President Joe Biden, who advised Biden for 9 years on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let me just begin by asking you, Trump promised a brand new day. And then this is what he said on the pre-inauguration rally. How do you see the first 24 hours of Trump in office playing out?
Well, he's promised to be a dictator on day one, and I think that's one promise he'll try to keep. He's going to have a lot of first-day executive orders that are going to be pretty harmful. We don't know all of them, but there may be pardons for the January 6th insurgents who have been convicted of trying to overthrow the government of the United States at his direction. He's already announced a cabinet, and many of them have had their confirmation hearings already. This is a cabinet of billionaires who are, in most respects, the most unqualified and dangerous cabinet in recent memory. we don't know exactly what he's going to be doing, but we saw what he did with his 4 years in power, and the next 4 years are likely to be even more dangerous.
Absolutely, Mr. Blanken. Just to take that point further, in fact, I was just going to come to this. He's promised a lot of day one items that are on his agenda when he takes office. We know that there are a lot of geopolitical as well as domestic issues that loom. Israel-Gaza ceasefire is in effect. Now, when it comes to domestic issues, how do you think Trump will deal with immigration? At the MAGA rally, of course, he said, by the time the sun sets tomorrow, the invasion of our country will have to come to a halt. So, what do you think the first 24 hours of him in office are going to look like?
Well, most of the things that Trump says are lies. We know that. So there certainly will be nothing of the magnitude that he is suggesting about immigration from day one. It's simply a logistical impossibility. But he probably is going to start rounding up immigrants. Presumably, he'll start with undocumented ones. And we're going to see over the next 4 years, immigrant communities, both documented and undocumented, subjected to the same type of really inhuman treatment that we saw before, with children, small children, put in cages and separated from their parents. We saw that. That's what he did before. Now it's going to be even more cruel and inhuman.
Right, and talking about that, now President Joe Biden, on his last full day as U.S. president, he urged Americans to keep the faith in a better day to come. This is what he said in his speech. Now, how are the Democrats looking at the inauguration day and looking forward?
Well, some of them are staying home, and at the popular level, at the level of the actual mass of the people, we're seeing a lot more people just taking a step back. If you remember, back in Donald Trump's first inauguration was the site of one of the largest protests in U.S. history. It was called the Women's March, but both men and women showed up. I was there myself with my 2 sons, protesting against what we feared would be a terrible reign by Donald Trump. And that's how it played out. This year, there's no protest on even close to that level because most people are simply saying, we can't do this anymore by just going out and protesting. We have to take a step back and try to have a resistance for the longer term.
Right, Mr. Blank, just coming back to a point that you'd made earlier, and this is in fact something that we've been discussing as well. Trump has also promised that he will end the Russia-Ukraine war again within 24 hours. So that being said, when we talk of logistical challenges, do you think this is again just one of his big campaign promises? Are we going to see any headway in that as well?
Well, that, of course, is another lie. He's certainly not going to do anything in the first 24 hours. The bigger danger, though, is that he plans to bring about an end to this campaign simply by forcing Ukraine to surrender to invasion by Vladimir Putin. The Ukrainian people have made clear for the past, now it's almost 3 years, actually even much longer if you take the start point be from the invasion of Crimea, that they are not willing to accept invasion by a more powerful neighbor. And their fight has been enabled by the entire world community. This has really been a battle for democracy and for freedom. And Trump is made very clear he's going to cut that off and just force the Ukrainians to accept whatever Vladimir Putin gives them.
Absolutely. Now, these international issues, domestic issues, of course, we're going to be looking at how it all plays out starting on the inauguration day. But thank you so much, Mr. John LeBlanc, for joining us and giving your perspective on the story.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Donald Trump is set to be inaugurated, as we've been discussing, as the 47th President of the United States.
Absolutely, and this will mark his second non-consecutive term. The inauguration ceremony, which will take place in Washington, D.C., will feature performances by several renowned celebrities. Trump's big day is shaping up to be a star-studded affair with performers, technocrats, world leaders, and celebrities in attendance. This promises to be one of the most talked about inaugurations in history. Among the lineup of performers are country music stars Carrie Underwood, Jason Aldean, and Kid Rock, along with several other notable names.
Music icon Carrie Underwood is set to perform her hit America the Beautiful during the swearing-in ceremony. The star shared in a statement that she loves her country and is honored to have been given the opportunity to sing at the inauguration.
Kid Rock will perform at several inaugural events, including the Make America Great Again rally, alongside artists like Billy Ray Cyrus and Lee Greenwood. Greenwood, who has performed for Trump in the past, expressed his excitement, saying he is particularly thrilled to sing for his friend Donald Trump. The 78-year-old will officially take the oath and step into the Oval Office for his historic second term on what is predicted to be the coldest inauguration in 40 years, with temperatures expected to dip to 10 degrees Celsius. And while talking about outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden, he has delivered a final farewell in South Carolina.
As he granted pardons and commuted the sentences of a half-dozen other people on Sunday, he also urged despondent fellow Democrats not to give up hope.
Now, speaking before the Congregation of Royal Missionary Baptist Church, Biden urged Americans to keep the faith in a better day to come and reflected on the influence of both civil rights movement and the state itself in its political trajectory.
We know the struggle toward redeeming the soul of this nation is difficult and ongoing. The distance is short between peril and possibility. But faith teaches us the America of our dreams is always closer than we think. That's the faith we must hold on to for the Saturdays to come.
Now, Biden spoke about his life of public service being influenced by his political heroes. He also thanked the state of Carolina that landed him an early win in the 2020 election, catapulting him to the nation's highest office.
So people of South Carolina, thank you for keeping the faith. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. The highest honor for Jill and our family. As I close out this journey with you, I'm just as passionate about our work as I was as a 29-year-old kid when I got elected. I wasn't old enough to serve yet. I'm in no ways tired.
Biden's last day was spent in a visit to the Black History Museum, where he spoke about why he entered public service and considered Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy as his political heroes.
I'm in no ways tired. I've always heard before, we've come too far from where we started. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. My fellow Americans, I don't think the good Lord brought us this far to leave us behind. As we celebrate Dr. King's legacy and generations before and since, women and men enslaved and free,
Biden granted a posthumous pardon to civil rights leader Marcus Garvey, a prominent figure from the black community, while he also pardoned 5 activists and public servants and sentences of 2 people who are serving life imprisonment. This was the latest in a slew of pardons and clemencies Biden granted in his final days in office.
The outgoing president also spoke briefly about the landmark ceasefire agreement for Gaza that took force earlier on Sunday, saying the road to this deal has not been easy at all. In brief remarks on West Asia, Biden told that the incipient Gaza ceasefire offered hope, but that its continuing success would depend on the next administration.
I've worked in foreign policy for decades, and this is one of the toughest negotiations I've been part of. Many of you who follow these negotiations will attest that the road to this deal has been not easy at all and a long road. But we've reached this point today, because of the pressure Israel built on Hamas, backed by the United States.
Now, at least 86 people were killed, several others left with severe burns after a fuel tanker exploded in northern Nigeria.
Now, Nigeria's Federal Road Safety Corps, DFRSC, said that the fuel tanker capsized and it resulted in oil spillage that triggered the explosion. It further stated that the majority of the local residents were killed when they were trying to scoop up the petrol that got spilled over after the truck overturned. Authorities in Nigeria said that the firefighters have managed to douse the fire. The latest incident comes after 170 people were killed in a similar explosion that took place in the country's Jigawa district back in October last year. And 21 Pakistani nationals have been identified among the survivors of a tragic boat accident off the coast of Morocco.
In the tragic incident on the 16th of January, a boat carrying 86 migrants, including 66 Pakistanis, capsized near Dakhla after departing from Mauritania.
Moroccan authorities rescued 36 individuals from the water, while more than 40 others were feared to have been drowned. The Pakistani embassy in Rabat has swiftly responded by providing essential aid, including food, water, medicines, and clothing to the rescued individuals. Medical teams are also on site to assist with relief efforts.
Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar has directed the officials to provide prompt assistance to the victims' families.
The migrants traveling from Pakistan to Spain typically attempt the journey by sea. The travel from Pakistan to Spain by waters and is possible by taking a ship from the port of Karachi to the port of Barcelona. The distance between the two ports is approximately 9,445 kilometers. Migrants go through Arabian Sea or the northern Indian Ocean, South and North Atlantic Ocean to reach Spain.
The Morocco boat tragedy comes a month after at least 40 Pakistanis lost their lives near Greece in December last year. In 2023, another boat carrying illegal immigrants sank around Greece, resulting in the death of 262 Pakistanis.
All right, it's time for us to take a little short break.
And with that, we're leaving you with these climate stories which are making headlines across the globe today. Do stay tuned.
Know more, understand better, think ahead. Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching Gravitas with me, Molly Gambhir. Get the facts, not the bombast. On the 26th of March, dynamic pricing, Baloch separatists, Gravitas cuts out the clutter. Gravitas keeps calm when others scream. Gravitas brings news to life. Weekdays 9 p.m. IST, 3:30 p.m. GMT. Gravitas. Seeing is believing.
The biggest gathering of humanity on the planet.
This is quite an interesting spot.
WION brings you exclusive coverage from the ground of the Maha Kumbh Mela.
These bikes will be patrolling all around.
From security to infrastructure, from tent city to Sangam, we've got you covered. This is Triveni Sangam, where Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers meet. Experience faith. Experience culture.
Tent as well.
Experience Maha Kumbh. Only on WION. World is One.
To bring the benefits of the Subhash Chandra Show to your educational institution, teachers and students, send an invitation to Juhi Jha at juhi@such.org.in.
The Earth is sending distress signals. Wildfires, droughts, and melting glaciers. Can we reverse the damage? Explore the harrowing effects of climate change. It's a wake-up call. Global emergency. Climate Tracker on WION World is One.
WION, India's global voice. The channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION. World is One.
Ready to dive into your daily dose of news?
Bringing you what's trending in the West and all that's setting trends in the East.
And all of this served up with a side of insightful banter.
We don't just bring you the latest stories.
We bring you your talking points for the day.
And while you do that, from the busy streets of New York, I will provide you with deeper insights on the developments through the course of the day in the US.
And I will be here at the WION headquarters, getting you all the action from the universe of sport. All that you need to know about your favorite teams and players, right here.
The show that keeps you ahead of the global curve. A conversation you'd want to be a part of.
A place where news becomes an engaging exchange.
We bring you stories that impact your present.
This is World DNA.
Join the conversation.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
Welcome back to World DNA. Thank you so much for staying with us. Lots lined up for you on this side of the show as well. Let's get started with the headlines first.
Israeli authorities released 90 Palestinian women and minors as part of the hostages for prisoners swap deal between Israel and Hamas. The release comes in exchange for the return of 3 Israeli hostages on Sunday.
WHO estimates $10 billion needed to restore Gaza's health system, says it needs full access in the territory to supply aid during the truce.
Donald Trump promises most extraordinary first 100 days of any presidency at Victory Rally, vows to impose severe limits on immigration on his first day in office.
TikTok restores services in the United States after briefly going dark as incoming President Donald Trump pledges to stall a ban on the video app.
Iranian court sentences popular singer Amir Hussain, known as Tatlu, to death on appeal after he was convicted of blasphemy.
Thousands of devotees take holy dip at the Triveni Sangam in India's Prayagraj during Maha Kumbh. Over 70 million have participated in the world's biggest religious gathering so far.
Kylian Mbappe puts on a show as Real Madrid come from behind to beat Las Palmas 4-1 in Spanish La Liga. Los Blancos are now top of the table.
And starting with news from India, a fire broke out in the Maha Kumbh Mela area in Prayagraj following what was described as a cylinder blast.
The incident near the Shastri Bridge in Zone 19 of the Mela led to the burning of several tents. Officials said approximately 18 tents were engulfed in the flames, creating a chaotic scene as devotees evacuated the area. Over 15 fire tenders extinguished the flames that were fanned by gusty winds and additional cylinder explosions from nearby tents. No casualties or injuries were reported.
The fire broke out in tents of Geetha Press. There are no reports of any casualties. A survey is being conducted to ascertain the damage caused by the fire. The fire has been brought under control. It is a matter of investigation. Only tents and some things have been burnt.
पैनिक कोई ना करे, सही चीज लोगों में प्रसारित हो, इसमें कोई जनहानि रिपोर्टेड नहीं है और आग कंट्रोल में है.
Now, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited the site and spoke to the officials and firefighting teams. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also reached out to inquire about the incident and offer assistance.
The Maha Kumbh Mela began on January 13th and is expected to run until February 26th, drawing millions of devotees from across India and around the world. This year's Maha Kumbh Mela is expected to draw more than 45 crore attendees throughout its duration. Now, we will be fortunate to witness a rare cosmic event this week when a celestial spectacle awaits skywatchers.
Several planets will align in a breathtaking arc across the night sky, and our next story explains how this planetary parade is taking place during the Maha Kumbh, which is, as you know, a spiritual gathering in northern India. Take a look.
The year 2025 opens its astronomical calendar with a spectacular planetary parade. Our evening sky will be transformed into a cosmic theatre on January 21st. This celestial spectacle features 7 of our solar system's planetary neighbours: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus, all appearing to line up in an ethereal dance across the heavens. The parade is particularly enchanting as Mars blazes brilliantly, positioned in direct opposition to the Sun. Venus and Saturn offer an intimate celestial tango, drawing within a mere 2 degrees of each other, creating what astronomers call a close conjunction, almost a cosmic kiss in the twilight sky.
So a planetary parade people might often think of as planets lining up in the sky, or more so in space. So when we see pictures from NASA or in textbooks, they're often drawn side by side. When we talk about a planetary parade as something you can see in the sky, it's that the planets appear in a roughly line-like position across the sky.
What makes this event particularly accessible is its visibility even through the veil of urban light pollution. The planet's inherent brightness pierces through city glow, offering a display visible to all just after sunset. While Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn reveal themselves to the naked eye, Uranus and Neptune play coy, requiring the assistance of binoculars or telescopes to join the celestial gathering.
In terms of days, the day doesn't matter as much as the time. Like you said, it's visible now, but once we get into mid-February or so, it's going to start to be more difficult to see Saturn and Venus because they're going to be lower in the western sky soon after sunset. So we'll start to lose them in the brightness of sunset.
For Indians, this celestial event carries deeper significance, intertwining astronomy with spirituality. The planetary alignment coincides with the ongoing Maha Kumbh Mela, a once-in-a-lifetime event. Held in the city of Prayagraj, this grand spiritual festival attracts an estimated 450 million devotees. The Maha Kumbh, influenced by the powerful conjunction of Jupiter and the Sun in Aquarius, is steeped in astrological significance. This unique planetary alignment is considered highly favorable for the personal development of all the zodiac signs. For the faithful, bathing in the sacred waters during this alignment is believed to cleanse sins and align one's soul with cosmic energies. The ongoing Maha Kumbh marks a return after 144 years. Together with the planetary parade, the celestial symphony connects humanity with the cosmos.
And former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, has alleged that there was a conspiracy to kill her and her younger sister, Sheikh Rehana.
Now, this comes after the student-led demonstration forced her to step down from power on August 5th last year.
Now, Hasina made these allegations in an audio posted late on Friday on her Facebook page by the Bangladesh Awami League Party. The former Bangladesh Prime Minister narrated her ordeal and said that she escaped death by just 20 to 25 minutes. She recalled that there were conspiracies to kill her at various phases of her life, but she survived because the Almighty wanted her to do something.
Hasina went on to say that she is suffering because she is without her country and without her home. Hasina, who is in India after fleeing the country, referred to 3 attacks against her, the first being the grenade attack in 2004, which killed 24 people. She also cited the year 2000 Kotari Para incident in which bombs were recovered at a college that she was supposed to visit.
The former Bangladesh Prime Minister was ousted from power in August 2024 after weeks of student-led demonstrations and clashes that killed over 600 people.
Meme coins are a unique category of cryptocurrency that relies on humor, internet culture, and community-driven support.
Now, they've gained immense popularity with examples like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. Now, Donald Trump has entered the space with Dollar Trump, a meme coin that launched just days before his second term inauguration. Starting at $0.81, Trump's meme coin surged over 300% within minutes, reaching $7.1 before stabilizing at $21.51.
Now, in less than 3 hours, the coin's market cap hit $8 billion, with trading volumes nearing $1 billion. The launch of Dollar Trump had a significant impact on the cryptocurrency market, particularly on the Solana blockchain, where it was issued. Solana's native token, SOL, surged 14% on the day, reaching an all-time high of $269, according to some trackers.
Over $12.4 billion in Trump's tokens traded hand with the first 24 hours, nearly double the volume of Dogecoin, which posted $6.5 billion in trades. Solana, now the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market cap, has solidified its reputation as a hub for meme coins and innovative blockchain projects. The excitement also sparked renewed interest in Solana-based exchange-traded funds, with major asset managers filing for approval as the network's popularity surges.
Now, despite the hype, meme coins are often controversial due to their speculative nature. Trump's meme coin faces scrutiny for its ownership structure, with 80% of the supply controlled by Trump-linked entities. Critics also highlight disclaimers on the official website stating that Dollar Trump is not an investment vehicle. Still, early investors have reported massive profits, with one trader claiming $20 million within an hour of the launch. Analysts believe that this launch legitimizes the potential of meme coins and sets the stage for a broader acceptance of digital assets. For crypto enthusiasts, Donald Trump's meteoric rise may just be the ideal start to what could be a defining year for digital currencies.
Out of control, you might not have seen what's happened because it was a few hours ago. A lot of people were here.
And as Donald Trump takes office on Monday, we need to think about how his administration will be evaluated, especially in terms of its economic success.
Now, since the pandemic, the U.S. economy has outperformed its peers on several measures, making it the object of envy around the globe. But the inevitable problem is that the American people do not share that view, as Joe Biden and the Democrats found out in November. The divergence between Americans' confidence in the economy and the actual robustness of the economy suggests that traditional economic indicators are inadequate for assessing Trump's tenure in office. The primary focus of Trump's 2017 inaugural address was the restoration of power and prosperity to the populace.
It would be more suitable to evaluate criteria outside growth or GDP this time around. The income gap widened under Trump's first administration and is now at an all-time high. Two of the candidates, Trump and Biden, have pointed to manufacturing as a potential solution. However, the percentage of workers employed in factories is at an all-time low. The disparity in opportunity extends far beyond economics, wealth and employment.
The voters' concerns about the economy in the last election went beyond rising food costs and unchecked inflation in the wake of the outbreak. The American dream appeared out of reach for many Americans even before the pandemic. Home ownership, which is its foundational principle, seems more elusive now than it has in decades. One possible metric by which Trump's presidency may be evaluated is the ease with which people can buy a property.
The future of the United States may also depend on Trump's newfound friendship with tech magnates. The possible outcomes could be the focus on artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, and a tech bro worldview. The possible results are drastically different, although this is difficult to quantify. While crypto at least increases Americans' wealth, AI increases their productivity and happiness. On the other hand, we have the dystopian scenario where unchecked AI does more than just eliminate jobs. And another crypto bubble causes a financial disaster because it's not regulated.
The U.S. is entering a golden era that undermines the ability of regular people to thrive. Biden said this in a farewell address last week. Now, perhaps the most important metric for Trump's presidency will be how accurate that assertion is. When we look at the biggest economy in the world in 4 years, will American voters still see the same thing? Alternatively, will they be even more delusional upon seeing a land controlled by oligarchs. Now, TikTok has restored its services in the United States after President-elect Donald Trump assured to revive the access to the app once he returns to the White House.
TikTok greeted users with a welcome back message while adding that it is back in the United States owing to the efforts of President-elect Donald Trump.
In a post on social platform X, the app also thanked Donald Trump for assuring that none of their service providers will face any penalties for providing TikTok to more than 170 million Americans.
Now, following TikTok's decision to restore services, United States House Select Committee on Chinese Communist Party in a tweet on X hailed Trump as the right man to make the deal of the century and create a safer TikTok that's not controlled by a dangerous foreign adversary. It also added that law creates a clear pathway that cuts the Chinese Communist Party out of TikTok.
Late on Saturday, TikTok shut down its operations in the U.S. following a nationwide ban. And this came after the Supreme Court last week unanimously upheld a federal law banning the app unless it's sold by its China-based parent company, ByteDance.
And Real Madrid have put behind the thrashing by Barcelona in Spanish Super Cup behind them.
The reigning champions have reclaimed their top spot in the Spanish La Liga with a come-from-behind 4-1 win over Las Palmas. The home fans in Madrid were stunned just 25 seconds after the kickoff when Fabio Silva stroked home a cross from close range. The hosts settled into the match and earned a penalty when Rodrigo was fouled in the box. Mbappe stepped up and made no mistake from 12 yards to equalize in the 18th minute. Lucas Vazquez then put the ball on the platter for Brahim Diaz to tap into an empty net to give Madrid the lead just after the half-hour mark. Madrid were missing Vinicius Jr., who is serving a two-game suspension after his red card against Valencia.
Mbappe did not let his absence be felt. The French forward, who played a key role in the second goal, extended the advantage with a fine first-time effort that flew into the top corner. This was Mbappe's 12th goal in the league and it had put the hosts in complete control of the match. Rodrigo rounded off the scoring in the 57th minute after a swift counter-attack. Las Palmas were then reduced to 10 men after second-half substitute Benito Ramirez was sent off for a poor challenge. The result means Carlo Ancelotti's side are 2 points clear of Atletico Madrid and 7 points adrift of Barcelona.
Like I said, there is criticism and there is criticism. The booing at Santiago Bernabeu hurts because it's the criticism from fans who are unhappy, but it clearly motivates. It was a useful wake-up call for the team at Bernabeu during the Copa del Rey loss against Barcelona, and I think since then the team has put in a good performance.
Now in India, Mumbai court has granted police 5-day custody of Shariful Islam Shehzad, who is accused of breaking into actor Saif Ali Khan's residence and injuring him during a burglary attempt.
The accused was caught near the Hiranandani's estate in Kasarwada Valley, about 35 kilometers from Saif Ali Khan's residence. Police said Shehzad, who they suspect is from Bangladesh, had been living in Mumbai for the past few months under the false name of Bijoy Das.
The Mumbai police told the court that Shehzad had entered India illegally and that they are investigating who assisted him here. The accused denied all the allegations against him, claiming he was being targeted due to the celebrity status of actor Saif Ali Khan.
Now, according to the Mumbai police, the accused fled on foot after attacking the Indian actor. He was spotted in the Posh Bandra area on the day of the incident. In the CCTV footage, the accused was spotted wearing a blue shirt walking on the streets.
Now, Saif Ali Khan suffered multiple stab wounds, including injuries on his neck and near the spine after an intruder attacked him in his Bandra home. The actor reached Leelavati Hospital in an auto rickshaw where he underwent emergency surgery. A 2.5-inch piece of the blade was removed from his spine after a 5-hour-long surgery.
Meanwhile, doctors treating Saif Ali Khan say he is recovering well and will soon be discharged from the hospital. Right, and on to other updates now from the world of entertainment. Mufasa the Lion King rode in with another 20.3 million this weekend. The Disney movie continues to remain popular in 52 overseas markets, including France, UK, Mexico, Germany and Italy. The present collection of the movie now stands at $588 million globally.
As for Paramount Supersonic, it's now set a new record as the franchise's highest-grossing title with $420 million global collection through Sunday. The movie has managed to beat the $405 million collection of Sonic 2. The Sonic the Hedge is expected to cross the $500 million mark in the coming days.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
And Nosferatu has still maintained its grip on audiences with $7.7 million collection from 60.
And Disneyland Paris unveiled its spectacular nighttime show known as Disney Tales of Magic.
This 20-minute spectacle combined cutting-edge technology, including drones, synchronized fountains, high-definition projections, and ultra-bright lasers to create a mesmerizing experience. We're leaving you with these images. Thank you so much for joining us on World DNA.
India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION. World is one.
Know more, understand better, think ahead. Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching Gravitas with me, Molly Gambhir. Get the facts, not the bombast. On the 26th of March, dynamic pricing, Baloch separatists, Gravitas cuts out the clutter. Gravitas keeps calm when others scream. Gravitas brings news to life. Weekdays, 9 p.m. IST, 3:30 p.m. GMT. Gravitas. Seeing is believing.
The stress of our world can take a toll on our physical and emotional health. Here, in New York's Catskill Mountains, lies a luxurious place of healing called WION Wellness Center. The WION Wellness Center provides 500,000 square feet of natural methods to manage diabetes, hypertension, chronic pain, obesity, depression, anxiety, and other conditions. We use the traditions of centuries-old natural science from India, yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy in personalized programs that help you take charge of your own health. A minimum 5-day stay is recommended for best results. Book now at yo1.com.
The Earth is sending distress signals. Wildfires, droughts, and melting glaciers. Can we reverse the damage? Explore the harrowing effects of climate change. It's a wake-up call. Global emergency. Climate Tracker on WION World is One.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
To bring the benefits of the Subhash Chandra Show to your educational institution, teachers and students, send an invitation to Juhi Jha at juhi@such.org.in.
Know more? Understand better? Think ahead. Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching Gravitas with me, Molly Gambhir. Get the facts, not the bombast. On the 26th of March, dynamic pricing, Baloch separatists, Gravitas cuts out the clutter. Gravitas keeps calm when others scream. Gravitas brings news to life. Weekdays, 9 p.m. IST, 3:30 p.m. GMT. Gravitas. Seeing is believing.
Welcome back to WION World is One. My name is Heem Kaur Saroy, and here's a look at all the top stories that we're tracking for you right now. Donald Trump holds victory rally on Inauguration Eve, pledges a blitz of presidential actions to end American decline, says he would crack down on woke ideology and immigration. Incoming US President Donald Trump hails ceasefire agreement as first step towards lasting peace in West Asia, says agreement only happened as a result of his victory in November. Israeli authorities released 90 Palestinian women and minors as part of the hostage for prisoner swap deal between Israel and Hamas. The release comes in exchange for the return of 3 Israeli hostages on Sunday. An Iranian court sentences popular singer Amir Hossein Maghsoodlu, known as Tatalu, to death on appeal after he was convicted of blasphemy. Thousands of devotees take holy dip at Triveni